About a week ago, actually a couple of days ago, I was watching one of Zaranyzerak's, Sean McLean's update videos that he does. And Sean talked about how, Disney, in his opinion, is focusing more on streaming, especially with Disney Plus. But how he feels Disney should at least get off the tushes, if you will, the butts, and finish the physical releases of some of the series or movie franchises that they put onto DVD, Blu-ray, and 4K and whatnot. Well, Sean, it's kind of funny that you mentioned that because, in case you haven't heard, Disney and Disney Plus has been in the spotlight over the past couple of days, especially with the announcement or several announcements concerning Disney Plus. The first being that the Pixar animated movie Soul is going to be heading to Disney Plus on Christmas Day. The other being that Disney is creating all these various different divisions and departments, and one of the primary divisions and departments that they want to work on, or working on developing, I should say, is the streaming department. Basically, putting a lot of emphasis on there and what they could bring to the streaming platform, whether it's Disney Plus or the partnerships with ESPN Plus or Hulu. The main priority there is to see what they can bring content-wise to those platforms. Now, Disney, of course, is not going to falter away from theaters, as many people are assuming they will, because they're still going to bring those out to theaters. The basically what's going on right now, from what I understand, the blueprint is to basically see, like from a movie perspective, what movies are cinematic eligibility. In other words, are eligible for theatrical release, and which ones are not eligible for theatrical release. In other words, which ones are more direct to video, direct to streaming kind of stories and features that they could just directly put onto Disney Plus, Hulu, you name it. So that's kind of what's going on here with Disney and, the whole restructuring, if you will, as they call it. And like I said, they've been in the news because of the fact that, Soul's going to go directly to Disney Plus on Christmas Day. And, the streaming is going to be a primary focus. But, as I mentioned, they're not going to be, tiptoeing away from cinematic releases. They're not going to tiptoe away from physical media, Blu-ray, DVD, 4K, Ultra HD releases. They're not going to do any of that. They're just going to be looking at the streaming platform as basically like a foundation, like a measuring point of, okay, what movies and programs or what movies, presentations could we put in the theaters that are cinematic worthy, and which ones are more direct to video, direct to streaming. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting from all this. But, Sean, I don't blame you for being a little upset that Disney's not completing, a lot of the series that they put out on DVD, if not somewhat Blu-ray and all that, over the past several years, if not the past decade and a half. I like anybody else would love to have a complete edition of Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers officially on Blu-ray. I would love to have a complete edition, if you will, of Goof Troop on Blu-ray or on DVD. The same with Rescue Rangers. I would like to have a complete edition of Gummy Bears on DVD or even Blu-ray if they do it. But they're not doing that right now because the main focus is not there. The main focus is what they're starting to restructure towards and work towards right now. And I know that's disappointing to a lot of people. But that's also why one of the main financial revenues that they still work with is the Disney Movie Club, and primarily why a lot of their DVD or Blu-ray releases are going exclusively there. Because they figure, hey, if these people want these movies on physical media, then they'll have to pay us a month or a monthly fee or a yearly fee to get them when they come out. And that's what's crazy. And that's what's kind of crazy about that situation, that you still have to, is that you're paying a monthly, bi-monthly, or yearly fee to be part of this club, but at the same time, the titles that are part of it, you still have to purchase. You might get a discount But but still, it's like, wait a minute, we're paying this much. You can't give us these for free? Like every other month, give us one for free while maybe discounting a few others. I'm just saying. But the point is, that's their main revenue. Just like Warner Brothers, is using Warner Archive to mainly release a lot of these classic animated and live action shows that have yet to get a physical release or a complete series release, because they know people want them, but they also realize that, hey, these are not going to be major retail sellers if we put them if we distribute them to Walmarts or Best Buys or Targets or wherever. They're going to mainly be, just a flavor of the month or a flavor of the week, in a sense. They're just going to be a niche product to certain groups of audiences. So, that's why, unfortunately, a lot of these companies like Disney, and now kind of like with Warner Brothers, they're focusing more on the streaming. Again, they're not going away from the physical media releases, but they're kind of basically taking those physical media releases, certain ones that we want, like you mentioned, and placing them in a category to where, hey, you want them? Hey, fine, no problem. They're here, but you got to pay a certain fee or pay a monthly or yearly fee to get access to them. Or in the case of Warner Brothers, you can only get them here or through our certain partners like Amazon and eBay or whatever. So, yeah, that's why, unfortunately, Sean, we're not getting, Disney, companies like Disney are not focusing primarily on completing physical releases of a lot of these animated live action shows that they put out several seasons of on DVD, on physical media, that they put several volumes of on physical media, but yet not fully completed, if you will. This is why we're not seeing that, because their main focus is the streaming platform, the streaming areas. I mean, a lot of people want the 1990 Spider-Man series officially on DVD and Blu-ray in some capacity, but since it's on Disney Plus, that's not a priority. So, yeah, basically that's mainly why we're not, Disney and companies like them, even Warner Brothers, are not in a hurry to go out and do this. Even if the media that they could put them on would be exclusive to certain clubs or archives. They're not in a hurry to do it because their main focus is now the digital streaming platforms that pretty much people can watch from anywhere, if they have access to something like, let's say, a phone or whatever. If they have access to something like this, if you will. So, yeah, that's pretty much why we're not getting it, Sean. And I know you understand that. I know others watching this understand that. But that's really about it. So hopefully that helped answer why, not just for you, Zaranyzerak, but for others, why we haven't seen any complete releases or finished, or any series of any animated or live action series that have had several seasons released, if not most of the seasons, or most of the series released, I should say, with a few seasons lingering in limbo here and there. That's why basically we haven't seen a completion of any of those. Because the primary focus for companies like Disney and now somewhat Warner Brothers and others is streaming. So that's all I can say, man. But let me know what you all think down below. Comment if you like. I'd love to hear what your thoughts on it. And Zaranyzerak, if you want to respond back with a video, I'd love to hear from you, man. But let me know what you all think down below. Comment if you like. I am out.